Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is going to be on Lean and Kanban. When people looks into the Agile framework, people generally think that Scrum is the only Agile framework. Lean and Kanban are Agile frameworks. We'll be covering those things in this particular video. So Lean is basically didn't start with the software development part. It starts from Toyota, leading car manufacturing company, as everyone would have aware of it. So basically, they try to come up with some streamlined process to optimize their production and to have more productivity in the shop floor. So that's how it all started. Later, this was like no little modified and then try to adapt it into the software development as well. But honest opinion, it wasn't like no more popular as that of Scrum has reached the shop floor, like reached the floor. So when it comes to lean, it's like no plan, do, check, act. This is how this entire lean circle works like. Let's dig deep into the lean principle, focusing more on the software development part. So when it comes to the lean principle, like no, it encourages people to use more visual tools so that everybody has the visibility to see what's happening with respect to the project, what's happening with respect to a particular task or something. So basically, and the core concept behind this lean principle is to eliminate waste, which means anything which doesn't gives a value will is considered to be a waste. So it tries to identify who is my customer and what he feels it to be a valuable output. So other than that, it considered to be a waste and then try to eliminate out from the project. And lean stress more on the continuous improvement. So it always focus on where it can try to optimize things, always try to find a waste in the sense, say for example, always try to find a defect and try to find a way to optimize the things. Okay, lean. So since like no, in my previous slide I would have stressed mostly on the eliminating waste part. So that is actually the core concept when it comes to the lean. So there were like no, so that stands first. Apart from this eliminating waste, there are some other key concept comes to this lean. One is like no empowering the team. So lean motivates people to work individually and to take ownership individually. So which means doesn't ask people or to allow people to do micromanagement. Deliver fast. So it tries to do lot of iteration in the front end during the design phase and then try to bring in a delivery fast. Let's put it into a simple example like focusing more on the UI UX part so that customer sees how his or her application will look like, so that based on that they will finalize all the requirement and start working on that part. Of course, it encourages changes as well. Optimizing is as a whole, not as a system or a part. So it's like no, try to see everything as a whole, not as a part. For an example, just say for example, if I didn't see my software project as a whole, say for example, I just see only on the coding part and I didn't take care of my hardware part on top where my software which actually runs. We will be facing performance issue, right? So performance issue can happen in both ends. Like, no, I need to optimize the code at the same time. I need to see whether my server has the capacity to run the code. So when I likewise, it's just an example. When you look a project as a whole, you need to think in a holistic format rather than considering it as a part. Okay, I'm responsible for only for coding. I just do the coding optimization. It's not like that. And try to build quality in all the decision you try to make. That's a very key thing. Committing things late as possible, like no, it's kind of little strange to, but when you deep understand, like no, before committing to things, like no, that's how like no, lean starts with plan, do, check, act. So spend more time on planning. That's what it's trying to define. And amplify, learn, it's basically try to get the customer feedback as early as possible so that you fail fast and try to do things on track. Now we will get deep into the eliminating waste part. Okay, so basically there are seven type of waste. One is like when you look into this manufacturing side part, this will be entirely different. But we'll be, as I mentioned, we'll be focusing on the software development part. So where the eliminating waste is basically partial work done, extra process, extra features, like no, even say for example, customer has asked for some ABC feature, like no, there is no point in trying to spending much time and effort in like no developing DEF feature, like no, it's an additional feature. Okay, so um, task switching, waiting, motion, and defects. So these are all the more predominant ways. Of which like no, mostly people tend to do these kind of ways. Partial work done, which cannot be like no moved to release phase. So extra process, unnecessarily writing too many documents and other things. Extra feature, like people tend to do it, and like no defects and task switching as well. Basically like no, if you started a task, then try to finish it, then move on to the next task, so that like no we don't end up in the end of the sprint or iteration with some partial work. Ultimately the partial work is another type of waste. So with this like no, I'll be closing my part with respect to the lean and then try to move into the Kanban part. So Kanban is basically signboard with some sticky notes, like no, you can build your own signboards, in progress, like no backlog, to do, in progress, testing, and then done. And people do it in a different way. In like no, some people used to have testing UAT done. So it doesn't restrict anything. The very key thing you need to understand with respect to Kanban is it's a pull system, not a push one. So basically, uh, developer generally does a task. So I have a Kanban board. Let me draw you simple Kanban board. So I say in the Kanban board dev, and then I have one more part tells us test. So it's not, if it is a push system, developer, the moment he finishes a task, he moves his sticky note from dev to test, so that like no, if tester is not in a position to take too many tickets, we will be facing bottlenecks in the testing board. So it's like developer posts this thing over here, and it's a pull system. So if when the tester feels like no, he's free enough to take a ticket, he will take it from here. So this ensures that no bottlenecks at any point in time. So this is how a typical Kanban board will look like. The main reason for me to show it over here is like no, to highlight two important thing. One is you could have seen this zero part, right? So basically this is something like 0, 2, and there is something called 3. What are those? These are called limit work in progress. So basically these numbers define how much sticky notes can be placed into that at the same time. So anything beyond 3 means that it's we should not take it over here. Still like no, which will this is something to prevent the bottleneck and make sure that everybody is like not everybody is like everybody is not stretching and try to do things in a sustainable phase. So finally, the benefits of Kanban when we look into it's like no, visualize the work done. So this board, the board actually clearly tells you like where are my tickets, like no, it tells the entire process flow, how where it starts, like no, from backlog to do test and then done, and it defines like no, where are my ticket flows as well. So it's like it's very easy, and like no, it brings in lot of collaboration because people sees the board like day to day, and then people will be in a position to understand, okay, I need to rush up things so that like no, I'm going to meet it on time. So that's all with this video with Lean and Kanban. I hope you all enjoy this video. Please do like, share, and subscribe and comment to our video. I'll meet you in the next video. Bye.